here I am, my belt squeal is getting a lot worse. You hear it? I'm coming in and out of power steering. I think I'm about to lose my accessory drive belt, my power steering belt. I made a video about this already, and so that you can all see exactly how it goes, I decided to let it go. The noise went away just now. You no longer hear it. And it feels like my power steering is back. I have no idea what the noise is. I haven't even looked at it yet. That was something, uh-oh. It sounds like something's really bad now. I don't even want to pull over. Oh my gosh, it sounds like fluid's coming out. I smell burning. Oh, no power steering whatsoever. The burning is the belt. It's completely shredded. I no longer have a drive belt. I no longer have power steering. I no longer have alternator. I'm turning my accessories off. All my accessories are being turned off. I'm about 15 miles away from home. Can I make it home? I have no idea. I'm not even gonna stop and look underneath the hood until I get home. All the windows get turned up, radio gets turned off, and you'll get to see the update. Neptown Tuner here, brace yourself. I'm giving you an update video on my belt squeal situation. Well, it developed. I'll give you all the details, what happened and how it went at the end of this video. But right now I'm about to show you, and I'll give you a quick synopsis of what I explained in the couple videos preceding this one. So here's what I got. Really the first time I've opened the hood since I heard the noise. I didn't even attempt at diagnosing it. I could have done it very easily, but since I make YouTube videos, sometimes I push the limits, let's say, so I can inform on what potential hazards you could run into. This particular engine came from a junkyard, LKQ. They pulled it out of one of their wrecked vehicles. I never cleaned it. All I did was I put a timing kit on it and installed it. So this is all still dirty, just the way I got it, the whole thing. You can see that this also came from a junkyard. I put all the used junkyard parts on my car so you can learn from me. I suggest you putting all new parts on. I did put new coils in it, and I put new spark plugs in it. I put a dipstick in it, went ahead and checked the oil because there was an oil leak, some type of oil leak. It doesn't seem like it drained out too much. It's pretty much where it needs to be. So I don't necessarily think that I have an oil leak, but the fluid that dropped on the ground was black like oil. It wasn't green like power steering fluid, but there's a chance that it was pretty dirty, even though it still usually always has a green tint to it. But you can see these splatters everywhere. Did they even get on the hood? Not really. It splattered some right here. But if we look down here, we can see more splatter. You can definitely see it's all wet and stuff right here. Of course, this belt's missing. The belt is actually down here. It looks a lot more wet underneath the vehicle. You see, this is the remnants of the belt here, whatever's left of it. The rest of it shredded off and melted off. There's some of it stuck up in here. And we have, maybe it was transmission fluid. That would be kind of scary. If I was driving on low transmission fluid, I could have destroyed the transmission as well. It could have busted, it could have flopped around and busted this, that's probably exactly what happened. It probably busted this line right here. I'll go ahead and start it back up so we can see what's going on with it and see if I can find the leak. I was really hoping it was power steering fluid, since the power steering fluid reservoir is empty. And it could have also flopped around and damaged this high pressure line for the power steering. You see, it's completely empty here. It's supposed to register on that stick here. I could pull this out, but I usually need to get a pick or something in there to get it. So here's what you typically do to diagnose your belt. You typically take it off. This is the tensioner right here. You pull the tensioner back, you take your belt off, and then you spin your pulleys. Well, this alternator still feels nice. It still spins nice. Power steering pump still feels nice. It spins nice. Same thing with the AC compressor. Way down here we can see the AC compressor, even though it's covered in oil now. But it still spins. This did not have an oil leak before this. But now we're left with the crankshaft pulley in here, and it's nice and firm and tight. It's never usually the crankshaft pulley. And what I suspected was wrong with this thing was either the tensioner pulley itself or the idler pulley that's under there that you're not going to be able to really see, but I can spin it right here. I can spin it and it feels good. It spins nice and free. But this pulley you can see right here is the actual tensioner pulley, and it's 100% locked up. It's right underneath that alternator. 100% locked up. But first I started it up and I instantly hear a vacuum leak. Maybe it's because it's just running poorly. I don't see any active leaks. Got a little bit of oil right here coming from this region. Okay. It broke the N75, the solenoid valve for the turbocharger. When the belt came off, you see all the shredded material there. So with that N75 valve broken for the turbocharger, the turbo's full-on surging. Okay, so in a coming up video, I'll probably go ahead and put this into service position so everyone can get a better look of what damage actually happened, what damage actually took place. We know for a fact it broke the N75 valve. We know for a fact it shredded the accessory belt. We know for a fact that the tensioner and idler pulley need replaced. The tensioner pulley is the one that caused all this damage and locked up the belt and caused me to be stranded. We are going to figure out where exactly this oil leak's coming from. Maybe it's from the transmission, maybe it's from the power steering pump, maybe it's from the engine, maybe it's from all three. What else? That's probably about it. So if you enjoy these kind of videos, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And here I am, my belt squeal is getting a lot worse. You hear it? I'm coming in and out of power steering. I think I'm about to lose my accessory drive belt, my power steering belt. I made a video about this already, and so that you can all see exactly how it goes, I decided to let it go. The noise went away just now. You no longer hear it. And it feels like my power steering is back. I have no idea what the noise is. I haven't even looked at it yet. That was something, uh-oh. It sounds like something's really bad now. I don't even want to pull over. Oh my gosh, it sounds like fluid's coming out. I smell burning. Oh, no power steering whatsoever. The burning is the belt. It's completely shredded. I no longer have a drive belt. I no longer have power steering. I no longer have alternator. I'm turning my accessories off. All my accessories are being turned off. I'm about 15 miles away from home. Can I make it home? I have no idea. I'm not even gonna stop and look underneath the hood until I get home. All the windows get turned up, radio gets turned off, and you'll get to see the update when I get home. Yes, I am on pins and needles. I'm really hoping that I can get this thing all the way home. I hope that I do not have to call an Uber or something like that. I hope that it does not die on the side of the road and I have to push it out of traffic. That would be bad. I'm going through lots of stop and go city traffic. I'm operating just off my battery power. No generator, because the alternator, if you will, is operated from the accessory drive belt, as well as the power steering pump, as well as the AC compressor. Luckily, in this situation, the water pump is belt driven off the balance shaft chain, so the water pump is still operating. And it feels like it's running rough as well. I don't know why it would, but it's running really lumpy. The belt is probably already sheared all the way off because the friction from the alternator locked up my accessory belt and it sheared off the serpentine belt or the accessory belt. So I hope that sums everything up. No power steering. Of course, the AC is not a big deal. And the other big deal is I'm no longer charging my battery, but my battery light is not on the dash yet. It should be, but it's not there. I don't know exactly what it looks like underneath the hood. We'll figure it out as soon as I get home. Still got like 12 miles to go. Probably gonna be like 30 minutes. Now my check engine light has been flashing. It just stopped flashing, but it's running so poorly that it's flashing. Yes, I'm down to 10 miles in the tank. I was at like 20 miles of the tank whenever this started, and then it quickly went to 15. There's no way I'm gonna take the time to stop and get fuel at this point. Keeping a watch at this voltage gauge. I purchased it for similar reasons. Below 12 volts, I'm gonna be in some serious problems. It's gonna start flashing everything at me, and it's gonna die. This is absolutely ridiculous. I'm sitting here stopping at red lights. My check engine light's flashing at me. My battery's down to 12.1 volts. It's quickly dying. I'm gonna be stranded. I know it. I know I'm gonna be stranded. At this point in time, I have to constantly think about where is gonna be an acceptable point of time that I should prematurely pull over and just park. I could pull over there and park. But if I keep on going, I could literally die in the middle of the road and not have anywhere to pull off for maybe even half a mile. I might be stuck and have to call a tow truck because there's nowhere there's no parking spot. Like right now, I have a parking spot. I could pull right over. But look at this. Now I'm stuck right here. They're trying to do a stinking left-hand turn. I don't have time for your left-hand turns. I got no power steering. So I have to take care of business. I had to go on a road that's slightly less traveled, even though it's a longer way out of my way, because I can't take a chance on stopping somewhere that is gonna clog up traffic, and I just don't want to have to immediately call a tow truck. So at least over here, I can pull over to the side of the road, but I'm at 11.8 volts, friends. This is not looking good. Absolutely 0 miles in the tank, 0 miles in the tank, 11.7 volts, and I have no choice but to pull over. Well, not pull over, I'm gonna keep going. But I have to get on this busy road now. I have no choice but to get on this busy road. So, wish me luck. I'm probably going to make a rear end out of myself. That light just turned green way up there. I'm trying to hammer it and I have no power. I have no power. I mean, I have a little bit of power, but when I said hammer it, I still was just too uneasy to actually hammer it. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? Are you trying to get over? What? Oh my goodness. I don't have time for this. It's probably going to start beeping and flashing at me any second. Still no alternator light, by the way. There's still no indication from the vehicle that my battery is not charging. This airbag light and the brake light, the emergency brake light are on because I took my passenger seat out. And the check engine light was out because I put a test pipe in and haven't gotten a tune yet. So literally no miles in the tank, literally 11.5 volts in the battery, and I'm not gonna hit this green light. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna hit this green light. There's no way. I'm gonna have to get stuck at it there. I knew that. I'm probably going to get stuck right here. It's probably the end of me. There's no way this car is gonna make it through this. And I'm like 2.5 city blocks from my house, which is probably like something like a mile. And there it is, there's the alternator light. All right, no more drive, completely dead. It will not let me go anywhere else. I'm coasting to a stop now. And now I gotta go rescue it with my Honda, and my Honda is 100% completely out of gas, no bars. Gas station's just around the corner though.